first half against Tottenham seemed to be the first time the team really clicked and everything came together. Did you feel that, and how important was that for you thinking, yes, this is the right way with these young players playing in this style?
Well, it was an important moment because, first of all, we needed that win. We started to have a sequence of games when we would have to establish ourselves in a different position on the table. And we started to give signs of what we were trying to do. And then it was a moment probably that we engaged really with our fans, and we created a unique atmosphere on that game. That after that everybody started to believe more, the players' confidence increased, and it was an important moment.
And as you said to Nick, the biggest factor you faced was not having your supporters with you. So as you say, that moment to have the fans physically there and the performance physically there in a derby, that's where it all came together.
It came together, and it's one of our biggest strengths. And if we are able to sustain and even improve that unity with our fans, with the club, with everybody that is involved and genuinely hoping for the best interest of this club, then we are a real threat, and then we become a real contenders to do anything we want to go from now and the future, because we are all aligned and we are all the time pushing and putting energy, and what is relevant is how we can drive this club forward and make it better every single day.
But I guess key to really posing that threat is being able to produce that kind of football and the kind of football you produced in the first half against Manchester City recently, being able to produce that for a whole game and for game after game.
Absolutely, and that consistency is the main objective that we have to do. We are able to get up to the speed of top teams. Is how we can do it for 96 minutes every 3 days, and that's the challenge we are making with the youngest team in this league and with a generation of players that have been playing together for 4 months. But that's the challenge, but as well, this is the beauty of the project that we are involved.
You'll be aware that in the past that I think it was Troy Deeney, he questioned whether Arsenal had the cojones for the fight in games. Would you say that last night's performance against Liverpool was the ultimate proof that your team do have the cojones?
Well, it's a word that I use a lot, so I like it. Yeah, we did it. We show it. I don't think it's the only time we've done it. We've done it in many times, but now it's about winning that reputation. And to do that, you have to sustain that through longer periods, and you have to be really consistent with that, and you have to be able to transmit it as well. And it's something that we certainly did last night.
And does that mean that what happened at Forest in the FA Cup was more down to just a bad day and levels of performance, not kind of mentality and being up for the fight?
It could be, but unfortunately it's part of our history together, and that's where my disappointment comes, because that marks as well part of our journey. And sometimes it's necessary to go through that to get to a different level, but on the day it hurts a lot.
And can I also ask, just in relation to what's going on with these COVID postponements, I think with Burnley's game being postponed, they're going to be 5 games behind some of the teams in the league. At what point do all these start to actually affect the integrity of the competition, in your opinion?
Well, I think it has already. You talk about a team that is beyond on those numbers. It's just not the same. It's not the same level of competition. It's not the same level of availability. I don't know when they're going to have to play those games. It changes. Certainly it's different, and it's not to the regulations that we are used to. We are trying to adapt. Every time is trying to do the best, but it's a big question mark there.
And what do you think? There's some clubs have argued that if their game is being postponed for COVID reasons, that if they play a team who brought in players in the January transfer window, that those players shouldn't be eligible to play in the game. What do you think about that?
That is the minimum of the problems that we have at the moment. That's what I think. Because then you can question, okay, how many COVID players you had? 6. and you had 0. Okay, well, if in the next time you have 3, then those 3 they cannot play either. Or the manager, he was sick, he could not be on the bench. You can argue for anything that is that. It's already extremely difficult, and for me, this is the less of the problems that we have with that situation. It's just my opinion.
One more, if I may, one last one. Just on, with a team of young players, you need older players, experienced players to show them the way when things are difficult. And I just wonder whether you could just give a more considered view now of what happened with Granit last night, but then in contrast, when obviously you had to take Eddie off in order to reshuffle the team when Granit was taken off, it was noticeable that Laka, was speaking to him and talking to him, consulting. Can you just talk a bit about Laka's influence there and just a reflection on what happened with Granit, please?
I always said that the team has to be driven by the senior players that have the experience, the expertise, and they have lived very different moments in their careers. And the other ones have to follow that. The young players now are showing such a leadership, commitment, and an importance in the team that at some stage they've been taking probably too many highlights. I'm extremely happy with all the senior players that we have, the behavior, the role that they have in the team. And unfortunately, things like yesterday happened. In Granit's case, it has happened much more than we would like to happen, and then becomes an issue. But for everything that he provides on a daily basis and how much he helps the team, there is no question there. And with Laka, I have exactly the same opinion.
Thank you very much, Mikel.